Hi there, this is Mark Oakley. Welcome to this little video. The object of the exercise here is to show you how to make really good looking professional links using your Adtrackz tracking program. So now, if you look at the screen, my screen now, you're looking at actually one of my squeeze pages. And as you can see at the top here, we've got my domain name, markoakley.org, and then we've got recommends, as you can see here, and then we've got the name of the product, Internet Marketing Kickstart.html. Now that's a really nice professional looking URL. And inside that is actually the title set up within my Adtrackz program so I can track the action on this squeeze page. If I can do the same with an affiliate product, and I can hide my affiliate link and still have a nice looking URL here. And also, if you notice at the top of the page here where my cursor is, you can see there's this nice little title which I put in here, Kickstart Your Internet Marketing Business. And you can also put that on your pages as well, or anything else you want to put on that is congruent within what you're advertising on here. Okay, now what we're able to do is basically have our website name or our blog name. We have a file called recommends, and then we can change this here and we can put anything we like here, which I always recommend you put the product that you're promoting there, or in this case this is the product that I'm giving away as an introduction to my business venture, so that your links will always read my name or your domain name, recommends Internet Marketing Kickstart, which is, as I say, really nice and professional. Now to do that, we have to do a tiny little bit of work within the Adtrackz program. And once we've done that, it's done forever, and we can then just get on and set up our tracking links. And it takes just 2 minutes to set up the tracking links once you know what you're doing. So let's get on with that. And I'm going to show you what we have to do to start with. Now, to start off with, you may have, if you already own Adtrackz program, you will have it installed on your blog, on your website, and it will be in a file. Now, if Adtrackz installed that file for you, I think it will be called, the file will be called track. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. If Adtrackz haven't installed that file, if you've installed that file yourself, you may have given it track as advised by Adtrackz, or you may have given it some other name, which only you will know, of course, and that's what you will be looking for. And I will now show you how to change that name to recommends. So that's the first stage of getting this nice professional looking URL. So we're going to have to go into the program on our website to change the file name to recommends. Now, if you're not familiar with this stuff, there's nothing complicated about it. It's really easy, and you just follow the steps I'm going to show you. And if you do suffer from fat finger syndrome, just double check you know what you're clicking on the right box before you do such a thing. Okay, so let's go over to that now. Okay, so I've logged on to GoDaddy, which is where my home domain is hosted. And just in case you're completely novice at this, I'll go through the whole process. So obviously I've got to log into my account. So you need to enter your password and your username, which is straightforward enough. And you should have an email somewhere from GoDaddy telling you what those are. So I messed that up, so I've got it comes up again, and that should log me in. Okay, then you go to your accounts, your left hand corner of the page there, pick domains. I don't know why with GoDaddy it's such a hard work to get to the domain you actually want, but there we go, that's markoakley.org. Now what I've done with Adtrackz is, because mine is already set up and running, I've actually, just before we made this video, reversed engineered it back to the way it was when Adtrackz set it up for me, so that you can see what I'm doing to bring it up to the way we want it to be. So as I was saying earlier, if you've had Adtrackz set it up for you, they may have probably have put it in a file called tracks. Now when you buy Adtrackz, they do offer free installation of the program, and I would recommend you take that up. And when you're doing that, also let them know that you would like the file that they installed it into to be called recommends. That way you don't have to go through this process. And as I said earlier, if you've already got Adtrackz on your computer and it's not called in a file called recommends, this is how you would change it. So we're into the hosting details here, and we're coming down to settings in that box here, and we're going to file manager. Now I'm doing this on a Saturday morning and sometimes the server gets a bit slow, so please bear with me. There we go. So this is what we're looking for. We're now inside the back office, if you like, of my blog site. And here is the file we're looking for, track. You can see it in this left-hand column under web root, file called track, and you can see it over on the right-hand side here called track. Now we're going to change that. Okay, so we work on the right-hand column here, and we right-click on track, and we get the name come up, rename box come up. We open that up, and we get rid of that, and we put in there recommends, and then we say OK. You get a confirmation over here. Track was renamed to recommends, and as you can see here, it's called recommends, and in your left-hand column, it's now changed to recommends. Now we've only got to do this once, and once we've done that, we're home and dry. Now, just in case you don't know what you're doing here, in conceptually speaking, I'll give you a very quick explanation if I can. Let's imagine you live in a house that you've lived there for years, and it was called Pine Cliffs, and it's located in Lakeside Avenue. And all of a sudden you're fed up with the name Pine Cliffs and you decide to rename your house Mountain View. And it's still in, of course, Lakeside Avenue. So you go out one afternoon, you get a new sign made up and you pin it on the wall, and your house has now become Mountain View in Lakeside Avenue. Now, by huge coincidence, the day you decide to do that, or the next day, the postman's ill. And so the post office have to put out a substitute postman, and he doesn't know that round. So he's now coming along with a post addressed to Pine Cliffs in Lakeside Avenue, and he walks up and down the street because there is no Pine Cliffs. He doesn't know that you've changed the name to Mountain View. So the poor guy has to take the letter back. And that's basically what we've just done here. We've taken a file called Tracks and we've renamed it Recommends. But all the working program in the background is set up for Tracks. So we have to now tell the postman in the background here that we're not looking for Tracks anymore, we're looking for Recommends. So I've just opened the file Recommends. I'll do that again in case that was... Here we go. You open the file, double click on Recommends, and this is all the working files in the background here. And we're looking for the very last one called Variables. And we open Variables, and if you look through here, and hopefully if it's all set up the same and they haven't changed the program at all, we're looking at line number 8 and line number 10. See that there? 8 and 10. But just in case yours is slightly different, also take a note or refer back to this video to see that those names there, which is SU directory, but it's like an S, the S is like a $sign, and SU base dir there. Again, the S is like a $sign, but you'll get the clue because it says track here. So now we're renaming the house, as I was in the explanation I just made, and we're going to call it Recommends. Recommends, spelled right, good. These are the apostrophes where they are. Oops. Recommends. Now once we do this, the postman now knows where to take the post, or in this case, the computer's now got the full address so it can take you through to the appropriate page you want. And there we go. So that's Recommends. And we save that. And you get the confirmation here. Variables was saved. Save and then close that file. Now, that's done, and you never need to do that again. Everything's set up for now that we can just go on and set up our tracking campaigns, which is quite handy. So now, that Recommends that we've just set up, you can see here, Recommends. That's where that comes from. And that is your tracking program hidden on your website, which then tracks all the stuff that you program into there. Now, the next phase is actually using the program. And where it will be slightly different is that, I'm going to open another page actually, just to show you, is that I've already done this, but this is so simple that I don't need to show you how to do it. This is your admin area of your tracking program within your website. Now, if you have set it up yourself, you will have this login address, which will be whatever your program whatever website you've attached this to. In my case, it's my blog. And now you can see we've got recommends. Okay, but if you have asked Adtrackz to install it and you've told them to install it in recommends, then you're absolutely fine. This is exactly what you would get. If you are doing this yourself, Adtrackz will have given you a different URL to log on to get to this admin area, and that different URL will be your domain wherever you've installed Adtrackz, and it will have track here again. Okay, now that's what I got originally, so let's just change that and put that to track just as a demonstration purpose. There we go. Now you're going to find, logically enough, that when we go to track, we're going to get nowhere. We're going to get an error page because there is no file in our website now called track. So the URL that Adtrackz have advised you to log on to so you can open your admin panel of your program is now incorrect, and you need to change that here to recommends. And when we go to there, you'll see that takes us through to the right place. Okay. Now, if you set up the file yourself, of course, you'll know what that file was called, and you'll know to do that. Now, you need to save this URL wherever you save your regularly used websites. You need to save that so that you will always log on to that website forever and a day, and you're straight into your program. And that should not or will not affect your username and password. So we've dialed that in, recommends. We're now click here to log on, and we are now in the administration area of Adtrackz. So the first thing you need to do is to set up a campaign. That's absolutely simple. We go to the left-hand column here, campaign management, and we scroll down to add a new campaign. Now, you saw that my website, my squeeze page was called Internet Marketing Kickstart. Now that's a bit of a mouthful. So for that campaign, I actually shortened it to IMK. Okay, and there you go. You can see all these different campaign numbers that I've got here. Now, what I've done is, and you can see this HF come up, but I'll get rid of that for now. What you need to do is work out a kind of filing system in your head and make a note of it somewhere later on your computer. How are you going to identify your campaigns? So this is my campaign for Internet Marketing Kickstart. It's not just a one-off. I will be regularly driving traffic to that website from different sources. Now, I use mostly solo ads, which is a whole different issue, and we'll go into maybe later on in another video. We'll go into using solo ads. But what I do, I identify my campaigns by putting the initials of the solo ad provider after the campaign name. So let's just say it's John Doe. I would put JD, and I've obviously done that as a demo here previously. So we just call that JD. So now I know that that's that campaign, and it's the solo ad. I'm tracking the solo ad that was done for with John Doe. Now I would also advise you to put the date, and I've done this as you can see here, and I've done it deliberately with it's the 12th of April 2013, and I've done it like that because the / is not acceptable in this box. It doesn't accept that. So you need to work out your filing system and say, right, the last dates are whether you would want to put 04 in there, so you might go the 12th of April 0413, and you know that that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit date code. That way you can identify, when you go and look at the statistics, you can identify the source of those statistics, which advertising campaign it was and when it went out. Now, if you have a banner ad, if you're not using solo ads, if you're using banner ads or some other advertising campaign, you can use some little code there that you write down and remember, so you can then track all your different marketing campaigns and be able to measure how successful they are. Now, for me, with using solo ads, I treat effectively, I treat every solo ad that I buy as a separate campaign. So I would have John Doe there, and then I would have another one for Fred Smith, etc., etc. So I can go through, even if they're going to the same, or particularly if they're going to the same squeeze page, so that I can measure how successful that campaign is, what the opt-in rates are, and whether I want to go back and use that solo ad guy, whether I've changed any details on the squeeze page and it's become more successful or less successful, etc., etc. Okay, so you don't need to worry about how many campaigns you have. You can have as many campaigns in here as you want. In fact, I can tell you that I'm a member of what they call an inner circle for some strange reason, of a group of people that provide solo ads, and I know that they all use Adtrackz for tracking their business. They sell solo ads, so they are literally must have thousands of campaigns listed in here, and it operates without any problem. So if you're not actually selling solo ads, you're going to have no problems at all with the system. So that's the code. Now in this one, the URL is which website you are directing your traffic to. So as you saw earlier, in my case, so let's just identify that as JD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I know I haven't used that. Okay, we're going to go to my squeeze page. So that's markoakley.org, and let's just check that that's come up because it knows it. Intermittent Garden Kickstart. Yeah, so that's fine. So there we go. Later on, you can once you've become more familiar with the program, you can start setting up different groups if you want, but I just leave it in default group at the moment. The next box is clicks. So that's measuring clicks and actions, clicks and sales, or clicks, actions and sales. If you're not overly familiar with the program or with tracking at the moment, you could just start with clicks. But you probably need to get used to it straight away. So go to clicks, actions and sales, and then you'll read up on it and learn how to do the rest. I could go through all this stuff, but we'd be here forever. So I'm just giving you a beginner's guide to it, so you can track your clicks. You can see that you're getting results from whatever advertising source you're on, etc., etc. More advanced is if you put the costs in, etc., etc., but we're not going to do that. And also split tests, which again is a whole separate subject, which I'll probably have to make another video about. So we'll leave that blank at the moment. You're still tracking your clicks, your actions and your sales, and that's what you need to start off with. And in here you can just add any other little details you need for your own reference. So I'm going to put solo ad with John Doe, such and such a date, or I might need to put IMK freebie with an OTO, or anything you need to remember about that program. We'll just leave that as that for now, and we add a new campaign, and there you go. Now this is the link that they've given us, and if I click on that, you will see we will go through to my squeeze page. Now, as you can see, this is not a particularly pretty link. We've got markoakley.org recommends, but then we've got go.php ?c yabba 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 yabba. Let's just show that works. There you go, straight through to my squeeze page. Let's go back. It wasn't a pretty link, and that's why we now want to go and cloak that campaign. We didn't like that link, it wasn't very pretty, so we've got to add a new cloak. So you go to cloaking, and if Adtrackz has a weakness in its presentation, if you like, not in its presentation, is its usage, is its instructions. And I can tell you, it took some research to figure out how to use this, and I found a few other people on the internet that were equally baffled as I was, but now I figured it out, and also I think managed to put a nice little twist on it. It really is quite simple to set up a cloaking campaign. Now I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to show you how to do it with your own squeeze page, which we've just set up with my program there, and then I'll come back and do it with something else to show you how to cloak an affiliate, or theoretically how to cloak an affiliate link on it. So we go and select the campaign, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to worry about split test. Now we've got to do what's called a sub campaign. Now that isn't very clearly explained in the instructions, but what it means is it wants to know which campaign site you're sending, you want to send this to. So we put in here, Mark Oakley, Internet Marketing Kickstart. Thank you very much. There we go. That is that's the name of my, as you know, that's the name of my squeeze page. That is where we're going to send this thing to. Okay, so that's stage one. And then for some reason they don't put it in there. Now you're going to, while you should put that in there, you might as well save yourself some time. Cut and copy, Command C, and come down here and you put the same thing in there. Now notice that they'd already put HTTP in that box, but they didn't put it in the previous one. So make sure you don't double up on that or it won't work. And we put encrypt. So we tick that. Okay. Oh, and don't forget you need to tick that one as well to make it work. So in sub-campaign, it is the page you want it to go to, or my squeeze page in this case, Internet Marketing Kickstart. And in encrypt, same thing again, exactly the same. That site and that site are the same. Okay, this is where the instructions are a bit weak and don't tell you. And we do this sticky thing next. We click that, and do you remember I showed you at the beginning how I had a script at the top of the page up here on the page as it came up, which was in my case kickstart your internet marketing business. Well, as I'm not actually going to use this particular tracking code, I will put in there this is how to enter your script, and you'll see that when we run a test on the page. Okay, now this is the fun bit. Here comes the complicated bit. To get that really nice URL, markoakley.org recommends, and then the product name, we have to make a little file, because what we're going to, it's like a cloaking file. Now, if you remember when we changed track to recommends, I was talking about addresses and how the computer finds those particular addresses. Well, we need to put a file in there that it can find and can relate to, is the best way that I can explain that. And it's very, very simple to do, and it takes 10 seconds to set up, especially once you understand how to do it. And this is the bit that the instructions were really, really weak on. So we leave that box as it is at the moment, and depending whether you are a Mac user or Windows, if you're a Mac user like I am, you will go to text edit. If you're Windows, you'll go to Notepad. Also, if you're in Windows, the next little piece I'm going to talk about is only about text edit, because we have to do something special in text edit, but I'll show you what that is. So in text edit, we go for a new document. Okay. Now, if you're in Windows, it'll open up like this, and you can use it straight away, no problems. If you're in text edit, I've already set mine as up, as you can see. So I've got an untitled, open page, clean page here with nothing on it. So mine is already set up. But you might be, let's go to text preferences. If I put rich text, I think it is here, and open and save. Close that, and let's just open text edit again. Yes, good. If your program comes up like that, okay, you are not what we call it in pure text or simple text or text only. And it's very easy to do. If your page comes up like that, go to text edit, go to preferences. You've got the box here, and you see that rich text. Change it to plain text, and close your box. Close that. Open a fresh new page in text edit, and you'll have a nice clean page. Now, this is the bit that's going to seem really weird to you. In Notepad, as I say, you don't have to worry about that. And Notepad comes up in plain text only. So this is the next page. This is your page. You don't need to put anything onto your page whatsoever. That page is now finished. What we're going to do is we're going to save it. Okay, and when you save a file, of course, you have to give it a name. And this is where we come into it. Now, the name we're going to give this file is the name we want to appear on our URL, which, as I've suggested, is the name of your product. So in my case, the name on this file would be internet, and to make it look really funky, we can put a underscore there, internet marketing kickstart. Okay, is that a capital K? No. Always put capitals there. Don't have to. You can use small or capitals. It depends on how your style is. Now, this is a difference between Notepad and text edit. If you're in Macs, in text edit, you need to add well, you do this in both. Sorry, you add this extension in both, HTML. And we want to save it on our desktop. So we want, or somewhere where you know you can find it easily. That's up to you, but I'll put it on my desktop for now. Now in Mac, when we save it, we're going to get a little box come up and says, you've put in HTML, do you really mean that? And we say, yes, use HTML. That won't apply if you're in Windows because it already has, it's all set up and it accepts HTML without any problems. So that's done, and you can close that. And if you're very observant, you'll have seen on the right-hand side of my screen here that file has now turned up. Absolutely empty file, but it's turned up on my desktop there. Now, the one last thing we've got to do is we have to go into, I've got it open, okay. Now, if you remember, we went back and we changed variables and tracking and everything. So I'm back in my domain page, exactly the same page where I was, where we changed track to recommend. So you use the same system to get in there. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to upload that file we just made, that internet marketing HTML file, into the program. And the reason we're doing this, as I mentioned before, going back to the postman and your address, at the moment we're going to give a URL out, but we haven't. That address doesn't exist until we put it into the file. So we go to upload here, and we choose, you've got upload a file or a folder, and we're going to upload a file. And we go to desktop because that's where it's saved, and we highlight the file, and you choose, and there we go, file is uploaded. Okay, so now we've got Internet Marketing Kickstart HTML, and that was uploaded today, and it's done, and it's complete, and it's successful, and that's all you need to do. Now you can put as many of these in your files as you need to. So every different product and campaign you do, you will have another one of these files to give you that very nice professional looking URL. As you can see here, I've got another one called List Frenzy, and there'll be loads more down there. Now we're absolutely done inside our website, so we can close out and log out of that, and log out of that. And while we're logging out of that, we can now go back to Adtrackz. Was that where we were? Yeah. Okay. No, that's not. That's the new campaign. We want to go into that one. There we go. So now, this is where we enter. The reason we've done that is the file name. Now we enter into this box that file name exactly as we made it. So it's internet, and don't forget the. Oh, I've got it there anyway, so I'll shortcut it. There we go. Kickstart, but we don't add HTML because that's already there. And make sure that you've got the HTML, not the HTM. Okay. So now we're done. We've filled in which campaign it is. We've told them where we want it to go. We've told them how we want to see that the end of the URL recommends da. We've added a nice little top line at the top of our page, and again we're confirming this is what we want to encrypt. So it's all there, and now we create a redirect. So instead of that previous link that we had for that campaign, which was .? Something or other, we've now got a link which says markoakley.org recommends Internet Marketing Kickstart. That's what people are going to see. But in the background, we are now tracking that, and we are tracking that in reference to, if you remember, I put JD in the identification code, so that refers to John Doe's solo ads, and we can track the figures from that solo ad. So just to check, There we go. We are now at my squeeze page. We've got this lovely professional looking URL up here. Mark Oakley recommends Internet Marketing Kickstart.html. And if you remember, which was the strange name of Sticky, which you have to click the box on, Sticky, this is how to enter your script. Now on my proper squeeze page, I've put here, kickstart your internet marketing business. Something congruent with your campaign. And basically, that is your traffic campaign set up. And here is the URL, which you can now copy and paste, and you put that into your solo ad or whatever direction you're going to use for that. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of that. I'm actually managing cloaks, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one I want to get rid of. So delete that. Delete selected. Okay. Now I want to make another cloaking device. So first of all, I've got to refer it to campaign. So I'm going to add a new campaign, and let's call this test. Just for now, this is how you're going to cloak your affiliate ID numbers, and if you're doing affiliate marketing and not using your own squeeze page, for example. So I'm not going to use an affiliate thing, but I'm going to, if you're doing affiliate marketing, you know what your affiliate link is already, because you'll have got that downloaded from the page with who you're doing the affiliate work with. So what I'm going to put in here is an imaginary affiliate name, and I'm going to use a very, very famous website. I'm going to put apple.com. But if you're doing an affiliate, you enter in there your affiliate code. So that would be, if you're doing a ClickBank, it would be what's called your affiliate ID. So it would be www something, a row of numbers, and then ClickBank and some letters after that is your affiliate ID. Okay, we're going to do click sales and actions again. We're not going to do any of that tracking, and we're going to put here campaign for ClickBank, and you probably put your product, just whatever you want to put so that you can recognize the campaign. Okay, so we add new campaign there. Now we're not going to click on that because yes, we should, because that will take us through to Apple. There you go. But that doesn't give us the nice cloaking. You see, this is the difference. This gives us www.apple.com, and that, if this was your affiliate link and numbers would be visible up there, and some nasty people do steal those bits of information. Okay, so now to show you how to cloak an affiliate link. So we go to test as we did before, and we click that. Sub campaign is HTTP, and in this case it's www.apple.com. And again, I can't emphasize enough, you're putting your affiliate link in there. Okay, and don't forget, we leave file name for a minute. We put the sticky, so we're going to put in the sticky, which is that script you get at the top of the page. We're going to put the best gadgets on the planet. As you can guess, I quite like Apple gear. And again, we're telling them where we're going to go, and remember that this encrypt has got to be exactly the same as that. So I won't bother copying it, it's too easy. www.apple.com. Yeah, I can't spell either. So apple.com. Okay, so that's everything. Now, oh damn it, I've got to go upload that again, haven't I? Okay, same process again, if you remember. So let's just get familiar with this. You need your notepad or your text edit, depending which one you're working. New program. And we've got a new file here, absolutely blank. Save the file, and we're going to put what's the product we're going to sell. We're using Apple. Let's put wacky widgets. for sake of argument. As I say, this would be the product that we are selling, HTML dot. Again, save that on our desktop. There we go. Save, use HTML. Done. You can see it's turned up on my desktop on the right hand side, absolutely empty file. Now unfortunately I went and closed GoDaddy, so I've got to go back into GoDaddy again. Password. Login. Account. Domains. I know it's on page 5. Launch. Hosting. Okay, here we are again, back in our file. We come down to Tools, we go to File Manager, open the file, and we're back into where we were before. If you remember, there's our recommends file. There's our Internet Marketing Kickstart HTML we uploaded. And now we're going to upload, because this is another campaign, another file, add file, go to desktop, and we're adding Wacky Widget. Choose Wacky Widgets uploaded, and we'll be down the bottom somewhere because it's where is it? There we go. That's done, and we can come out of GoDaddy and get back to the important thing. So now, under file name, we want to enter W-A-C-K-Y, Wacky. I should have done this in capital letters actually, though the first capital, widgets with an S, dot HTML. Yeah, it's much better to use capital letters there, but Wacky Widgets, 80. And we don't want HTML in there, so you can see the mistake I made. Everything's clicked, click, click, everything's on, that's all the same. Create redirect. Okay. So now we've got a new link, which is markoakley.org recommends Wacky Widgets HTML. Much nicer name than that previous one, which was all numbers and slashes. And when we log on to that, you see, it's taken us back to Apple. But if this was an affiliate link, if this was an affiliate sales page, under normal circumstances, you'd be all your affiliate links up there, and people will be able to see that. But there's not a mention of Apple whatsoever. You're straight onto Apple's page, and it's still cloaked. It still is Mark Oakley recommends Wacky Widgets. So if somebody buys something off this page, your affiliate link is cloaked in that title, and the sale will be credited to you. And of course, you've got a page at the top here, which is the best gadgets on the planet. And that's what the great things about Adtrackz is, that you can really put together some nice looking, very professional links. And basically, that's it, I think, for this video. I'm going to go back now and delete all that, because I don't want to be selling Wacky Widgets. Thank you very much. Let's get rid of that. And campaign management here. We'll get rid of that one. Test. Modify campaign. There we go. So I hope that's explained it to you, and I hope it all makes sense. It's a great program, and you really need to get into tracking, at least cover the basics and learn the basics of tracking, so that you can find out that you're not throwing money down the drain with your marketing campaigns and your different advertising sources. I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that's been helpful. Bye.